Now, technology is a wonderful thing, in the right hands at least, as sci-fi media has taught us so many times over. With incredible innovation should come an abundance of caution. Chances are that if you encounter a too-good-to-be-true invention, it's going to turn on you at some point and make your life a living hell. And sometimes they were so obviously going to do that from the start that it makes you wonder why they even bothered. So let's take a look at them. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and these are 10 video game inventions that were obviously going to kill you. Number 10. Plasmids. BIOSHOCK. Unregulated bio-augmentation is a guaranteed one-way ticket to mayhem, as demonstrated so prominently in the brilliant BioShock. The game's intended utopian city of rapture is thrown into chaos by the discovery of the gene-altering material Adam, which grants users superhuman abilities. This led to the creation of plasmids, concentrated serums which bestow users with a variety of powers, ranging from telekinesis to pyrokinesis, hypnosis, and even spawning a swarm of bloody bees. But playing fast and loose with matter which can literally rewrite somebody's DNA was always going to lead to ruin. And while plasmids are most certainly useful to the player, they also threaten to be their undoing. Throughout the game, players will face off against splicers, dangerous foes who have been rendered violent, mutated psychopaths through their addiction to Adam and rampant plasmid use. They will put up quite the fight in the pursuit of more Adam, and so the very thing that grants you incredible powers is also that which threatens your existence. Thank God for those life-saving Vita chambers, right? Number 9. GLADOS. Portal. Though Portal kicks off with protagonist Chell being guided through a series of test chambers by AI GLADOS with the promise of cake to come, given pop culture's history of malevolent turncoat AIs, it wasn't hard to quickly become suspicious of GLADOS' motives. Throughout the game, the test chambers become increasingly perilous for Chell, leaving no room for doubt that GLADOS is indeed actively attempting to kill her. And this culminates in GLADOS even trying to incinerate Chell, but when she escapes, GLADOS unconvincingly pawns it off as yet another planned part of the scenario. We then learn that GLADOS in fact murdered all of the test chamber's prior inhabitants and that indeed the cake is a damn lie. Of course, GLADOS' quirky, deadpan personality is so fundamentally jarringly off-putting from the very start of the game that there was never really much doubt that she had not pure intent, and that we'd eventually have to face off against her. Number 8. Genetically engineered wasps. Dead Rising. Now, genetically modifying an animal or insect is always a big no-no, because it almost inevitably creates unpredictable variations which, on a long enough timeline, can definitely cause catastrophe. And that's certainly true in Dead Rising, where wasps were genetically modified by scientists in an attempt to solve Earth's meat shortage, hoping that the larva of the species could induce cattle to eat more, gain weight, and therefore produce more meat. But ultimately, the wasps ended up turning the cattle into zombies, and before long, a queen escaped the research facility, which instigated the focal undead outbreak amongst humanity. There's trying to solve a major problem with the global food chain, and then there's playing God with the natural order of things. Plus, in a world that's become increasingly ravaged by the massive environmental demands for beef production, was there really not a better way to produce more food for the world? Even so, this is probably slightly less irresponsible than opening a portal to hell, right? Case in point, number 7, the ARGENT Energy Tower, Doom 2016. Now, call me crazy, but building a structure to draw energy from hell in an attempt to solve Earth's energy crisis probably is not it, Chief. But that's nevertheless what UAC scientist Dr. Samuel Hayden attempted to do in 2016's Doom. And beyond simply stealing energy from hell, the Argent Energy Tower also allows travel between Mars and hell itself. Yeah, it doesn't take a genius to see where this is going. One of Hayden's researchers, Olivia Pierce, is corrupted by the demons on the other side and allows them to invade Mars, forcing Hayden to summon the Doomslayer to take care of business, and so the game begins. Pretty much any time humanity attempts to solve an energy crisis on Earth with a far-flung solution in a movie or video game, the outcome is cataclysmic, albeit rarely as wild as flooding another planet with grotesque demonic entities. As impressive an achievement as Hayden's creation is, in his desperation to save Earth, he flew flagrantly foul of the Dr. Ian Malcolm principle. Your scientists were so preoccupied whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. Number 6. Digital Neural Interface. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Call of Duty Black Ops 3's hugely divisive campaign is an absolutely wild ride, and an only scarcely coherent one at best, but the danger presented at the outset was nevertheless clear as day. You see, the game opens with the player character being mortally wounded and undergoing cybernetic surgery to save their life, resulting in a direct neural interface, or DNI, being implanted into their body. Now basically, a DNI turns the user into a super soldier who receives digital assistance during battle, and this information is also relayed system-wide across all other soldiers fitted with a DNI. From a combat efficiency perspective, the potential speaks for itself, but as we all know, even the most watertight of tech is rarely beyond tampering. It's eventually revealed that the experiments involving the DNI led to a glitch which caused the creation of the Corvus, a rogue AI that has become obsessed with controlling all DNI users in an attempt to find both its purpose and create an afterlife for humanity. Now, AI can be incredibly useful under certain parameters, but once you start actively integrating it with human consciousness, well, it's only inevitable that things are going to get incredibly dicey. Number 5. The Condenser, Beyond Two Souls. Just as a rule here, building a machine that can open a portal into any sort of other dimension or universe is a deeply terrible idea, the horrible consequences of which seem so easily foregone. And David Cage's Beyond Two Souls is no exception to this, as Nathan Dawkins and Cole Freeman, two doctors working for the US Department of Paranormal Activity, build a condenser which opens a portal between the land of the living and the land of the dead, aka the infraworld. Now, Dawkins and Freeman want to understandably learn more about what lies beyond, but such curiosity presents an obvious danger, the potential for malevolent entities from the infraworld to cross over into our own reality. Now, near the end of the game, Dawkins decides that he wants to merge the two realms together by shutting down the containment field preventing the infraworld's residents from crossing over. Though his plan is ultimately foiled, the game ends with a suggestion that Pandora's box has effectively been opened and the infraworld isn't something that can simply be put back in a bottle. Gee, who could have seen that coming, right? Number 4. Working Joes, Alien Isolation. It simply isn't possible to be a fan of the Alien franchise and still have any faith whatsoever in androids. I'm really sorry about that, Bishop. See, early on in Alien Isolation, we're introduced to Working Joes, a series of basic model androids encountered aboard the Sevastopol space station. And while they initially seem passively harmless enough, that gravelly voice has an undeniably sinister undercurrent to it, and you should definitely listen to your gut on this one, because of course, you eventually end up facing off against the Working Joes once their governing AI Apollo goes absolutely postal. At this point, the Joes are extremely violent adversaries programmed to protect the Xenomorph by any means necessary, ensuring that they put up one hell of a fight. The Joes become a major obstacle later on in the game, or actually just a major annoyance to many, due to the strength of their attacks and general resistance. And yet, even early on, their bland artificial exterior cannot persuade you that they're anything other than bad and are definitely going to kill you. Number 3. Red Markers, Dead Space. On a basic level, it's at least easy to understand the mythology of reverse engineering alien technology in an attempt to give humanity a leg up, but in the case of Dead Space's red markers, calamity was merely inevitable. You see, in Dead Space, the Earth's government discovers an alien monolith on Earth called the Marker, and due to the massive amounts of energy it appears to emit, humanity attempts to produce their own copies of the Marker. This results in the creation of the man-made red markers, which inadvertently helps spread a virus-like organism that both drives people insane and reanimates dead tissue into undead monsters called necromorphs. And by the end of Dead Space 3, it's made clear that this had a catastrophic impact on humanity as a whole. As with Doom's Hell portal, the desperation for a new energy source is understandable, but meddling with alien technology far beyond our own understanding is just not the way. Number 2. Robots, Atomic Heart. Now, Atomic Heart is the only game on this list that isn't actually out yet, but from taking a quick look at its array of robotic creations, is it any surprise at all that they end up trying to kill you? You see, the game takes place in an alternate reality 1955 Soviet Union, where the USSR defeated Nazi Germany with robotic enhancements and has since doubled down on this. Robots are soon enough a fixture of everyday life, while an internet-like network called the Collective links their processes together, but some of the machines end up going haywire, and it's up to the player to bring them under control. I mean, just look at some of the robots in this game. They simply scream, "I am going to murder you," whilst staring blankly into your eyes. If they even have eyes, that is. For starters, there's the MFU-68, or Labourer robot, that's basically just a circular saw with feet. And worst of all, there's the VOV-A6 lab tech, whose soulless uncanny valley eyes and glue-on mustache only make its murderous potential that much more glaringly obvious. No thank you, please. And number 1, Augmentations, Deus Ex. Years before Call of Duty dabbled in super soldier AI nonsense, there was Deus Ex, which popularized the notion of human augmentation amongst gamers way back in 2001. And though protagonist JC Denton is able to choose from almost 20 different nano augmentations during the game, such as super strength and speed and regenerative health, it goes without saying that he's not the only one benefiting from them. Throughout the series, Denton and the other heroes face off against a slew of similarly augmented individuals who have murderous designs on them, and this is most evident in Human Revolution and its infamous boss fights against the Tyrants, a squad of powerful augmented Black Ops soldiers. The potential for augmentations to better humanity and make everyday living better for millions of people again speaks for itself. But let's face it, in reality, they'd more often allow the stronger to get even stronger and further subjugate the weak. Cool. And there we go, my friends. Those were 10 video game inventions that were obviously going to kill you. I hope that you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. As always, I've been Jules. You can go follow me over on Instagram at RetroJ, but the O is a 0. Hope to see you over there, and you can check out all of my Warhammer paintings that I've been getting up to. But before I go, I just want to say one thing. Hope you're treating yourself well with love and respect, my friend, because you deserve the best, and a damn sight better than these inventions we're going to give you that we talked about today. So just remember, you're a massive ledge, and I want you to go out there and smash your life goals today. I believe in you. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.